All right, here we go.
What up, bro? Scared.
What's up, my guy? What's going
Welcome
on?
to the motherfucking cussing out the gate. Damn.
He can't help
really can't
himself. He can't help
Welcome
himself.
to the revival episode.
The first
Season
Epidition.
17.
Episode 1. Like shit, boy.
We back. We back in business. It's good, bro.
What's good, brother?
Been a long time. Shouldn't have left you.
Yes, that is true. But that being said, man, we back, and that's all that matter, man. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The last year been interesting.
Yeah, it's been a lot, man. It's been a lot of craziness, a lot of stillness, a lot of weirdness.
Yeah.
A lot of hurt, a lot of healing, a lot of strength, stick-to-itiveness.
Yeah.
Perseverance. Yeah, we had to persevere through a lot of things.
And to persevere through a whole lot, man. It's crazy.
And growth. It's always about growth. A lot of growth, man.
Yeah.
What's going on with you, bro?
Everything you just said, man. You know what I mean? A whole lot going on, a lot of reflecting and really just getting back grounded, you know what I mean? Had to let certain shit go and pick up other shit, other stuff. I mean, hey, we trying to make an effort to not use so much profanity.
Trying to clean up the language a little bit for
Clean
the
up our
grandmas
acts.
and grandpas.
Yeah, because I think that we got a whole lot of information that we share, that we have shared, experiences and stuff that might miss the reach of certain people because of candid vocabulary.
Good way to describe it.
Yeah.
I think so. Sorry about the lighting. I'm outside on the patio, getting some air, smoking a good cigar, just enjoying my after work, little relaxation before kids come home, and I gotta get back in dad mode. So you see me looking all almondy and looking like a Twilight vampire because my skin glistening.
You flickering.
Yeah.
Flicker the
vampires look like in the light on
yeah.
Twilight. So, bear with me a little bit.
Yeah, so welcome back again, and we appreciate your ears listening to us, and hopefully you first and foremost enjoy and can pick up some stuff, maybe get inspired, maybe get motivated, maybe get some clarity, maybe because we kind of open books here. We speak on our actual life and share our experiences. And we dive into a few different topics. If you are a long-time listener, then we kind of go down a whole bunch of rabbit holes.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So let's see where we end up. What you want to talk about, bro?
We gotta start off with the hot topic, since we, that's what everybody's talking about, even though it's going on the second year of the craziness. But now we in a different space. We in a space where we actually got some form of help, I guess you could call it, for some, or some form of control is what you could call it for others. And that's the vaccine, right? We got vaccine debates.
Vaccination. What should you do?
Everywhere. You know,
Whose
first of all,
side are you on?
before we get into any of that, first things first, do what you feel is right. It ain't
No, son.
no right or
No.
wrong way.
Don't tell the
Ain't
people
no,
that, man. That's wrong, man. They
no, no,
can't
no, no.
they can't think on their own, man. They
Yeah,
have
you
to
gotta
do what's
do
being
what's
told.
right for you. Do what's right for you. I don't care who told you. Do what's right for you. Whether you
Yes.
get it or not, whatever you feel is right.
And stop falling
Now,
into the propaganda of not liking or trying to judge others for their decision, man. You're supposed to
decision they
live in a
made.
free country where we have free choice. Um, and other people's personal decisions shouldn't, if they don't impact you, directly, then you shouldn't have any
Yeah, but
judgment to it.
that's where the how about mic sound? Can you hear that? It sound like
uh,
I'm in a winter storm.
you hear a little whoosh here and there, but it's all right for the most part.
Let's see what that do right there. Yeah, but back on it. Yeah, man. We're in crazy time right now, and I guess I can start by explaining where I land on the situation. You know, again, do what you feel is right for you and your family, because that's what I did. And if anybody know, you can catch back up on old episodes because we ain't been here in a while. So if you ain't caught up, you got plenty of time.
Yep.
Um, I was definitely not a fan of getting the vaccine, and even though I had COVID last year, 2020, I think it was around June. Yeah, June of 2020, I ended up catching that Rona and set me down, and humble me for a little while, because I was talking big stuff before I got it, if y'all remember. I thought I was invincible.
My man was Negro
And
Damas.
yeah, and I went
I
and got it.
will catch the vid.
I went and tested it out to see what the fuss was about. I mean, let me see what this corona hitting on, and it showed me. And fast forward to this year, vaccine is out, is available for all, and I still was like, even after going through what I went through, I still was skeptical, and I was like, I don't get flu vaccines, I don't get, all the shots I got when I was a kid. That was just me being a kid, and the parents taking you to get vaccinations for school. So I ain't really a shot guy, you know. Had to get a tetanus shot because I cut my hand open and had to get stitches. But that's I don't know if that's the same situation, but I really ain't want that either when I had to get that. So whatever. Fast forward to I say about a month ago, maybe a little over a month. And first, when I experienced COVID, I was the only one in my household. So I was quarantined off away from family inside the house. Had a little dungeon set up where, only me, they would slide my food under the door like I was in prison, you know.
Use the people under
You
the
know,
stairs.
yeah, I had access to a
Food.
bathroom that nobody else had access to. So I would just like, I had to serve my 4 or 5 day sentence alone while I was dealing with it. And then another week after, because you gotta get the 10 to 14 days. But this year, everybody in the household except me had it at the same time.
Mm.
So the whole house is down. Now I'm the nurse for everybody in the house. So, I had to miss some days of work because I'm close contact and I was sitting at home, thinking about, I'm close contact to these people. You know, I'm saying these people like I don't know them and shit, but I'm close contact to my kids and my lady.
Everybody becomes
And
strange when they got the vid, man.
yeah. They, you know, you gotta watch their eyes, see if they start twitching and get to
Who
start doing the
are
thriller
you?
dance on you. They
That
start
ain't
doing the
bad.
thriller dance, then you know they zombies. But you know, I'm sitting thinking like, do I want to? You know, right now I'm at risk. I gotta take care of my family. I'm at risk. Do I want to risk getting this all over again and knowing what I had to go through, knowing the pain, the whole body aches, the migraines like I never seen, all the symptoms I had everything except the breathing trouble. Everything on the list except the breathing trouble, I had it.
Yeah.
And I was miserable. I passed out like 3 times. You know what I'm saying? It was like I couldn't even, I had to crawl around when I first got it. I couldn't even walk. My body was just so weak. And I'm thinking to myself, do I want to go through all this all over again if I was to catch it again? Yeah, you had it before. Everybody say, you know, all the doctors on the internet, everybody got a medical degree over the last year. I wasn't aware. I would have got mine too, but you know, everybody tell you, yeah, you got the, you know, once you get COVID the first time, now you got the antibodies and you can never get it again. But if that's the case, you wouldn't be able to get the flu again or
Yeah.
any other virus. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking, how can I protect myself? How can I be okay to handle this for my family if they need me to be? You know, so I nursed everybody back, helped nurse everybody back to health because you know, luckily all my family they take their vitamins, they eat
Oh, you
enough
freezing up, bro.
where you know you have my back. Yo,
Yeah, you on freeze mode.
can you hear me though still?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You was all the way frozen.
All right. Well,
Got to put
hoping
you
to
on edit mode.
save some audio. But yeah, I had to, you know, help everybody get back to health, and my kids were in good shape because they eat typically okay, better than I did when I was their age. You know, we ain't eating the best over here, but good enough. And they were strong and they made it through pretty easily. So I said, you know, if something like this happened again, what good of help would I be if I can't help them? So I said, forget it. I'm gonna go ahead and get the vaccine. I broke down thinking about how I would be no help to them if we all got sick at the same time. Luckily I didn't this time, but what if I did? You know what I mean? What if I did and they sick and I can't even help them because I'm too in messed up a
Sicker.
shape? Yeah, you know, because my symptoms was way worse than them. So if we all had it, I would be no service to them. They'll have to take care of me, and I'm too young for that. You know, I'd say that for when I'm like 85 or something. So I say, you know what? I don't want to risk going through this again. So I broke down and said, you know what? I'm gonna get this shot. And my son, you know, he's 17 now. He's a young borderline pre-adult. He said he wanted to
17.
do it.
Goodness
Yeah,
gracious.
17. So I left it up to him, you know, because you know it's almost his whole life for him now. You know what I'm saying? He old enough and smart enough to make decisions like that. Of course, my girls, we still gonna parent them like we parent them, and we'll decide there what we'll do with them, you know, when we decide that. But for him, I left it up to him. I said, I'm getting it. If you want, I can set it up. If you don't, that's fine too. But I'm gonna make it your decision. I'm not gonna pressure you to do nothing. I'm not gonna pressure you to not do. I'm no pressure. Whatever you want to do. and he wanted to do it because he's an athlete and he want to be able to participate in all the sports activities at work. I mean, at school. And this is junior year, so he want to make impressions. And I also told him, I said, don't do it just because of this. This sports in high school is fun that you're experiencing. That is great. It's great building blocks for your life in the future. But don't make a decision for 2 years of high school you got left that could potentially harm you for the rest of your life. You don't know what side effects might come. And we said, and we discussed all of that. You know what I mean? I want him to be aware of the decisions he's making while I'm allowing him to make it. I want him to fully think everything through. So it wasn't I got mine way before he did, and let him sit and soak in it and think about it. You know what I mean? Let him think about the whole full aspect of what he's going to put into his body. And a little time later, a couple of weeks later, he said, "Yeah, I still want to do that." And I said, "All right, well, that's what it is." So that's the route me and my baby boy did. And right now I ain't no side effects from the vaccine. I ain't have any. I had a little arm soreness, of course, for like a day or two after. I heard a lot of people saying that second shot, after you get the second shot, it puts you down, make you feel like you got COVID for at least a day, sometimes 2 days. I didn't experience none of that. Everything was, peachy for me and for him also. You know what I mean? And this ain't hey everybody, I did it, you go do it too. I'm just telling you my experience. You know what I mean? So that's how everything went for me, and I'm still here to talk about it. What about you, bro?
Well, let me first reiterate, we not pro anything as far as vaccinated or non-vaccinated. That ain't what we do here. Like my brother spoke, like you said earlier,
We all free
we
thinkers, man.
pro
You should be
free
able to.
thinking. Yes, sir.
Yes. Think
Make your
about
choice for
yourself.
you,
Yep.
not because you're being pressured or you're getting offered chicken sandwiches or cars and shit like that. Whatever else they try to offer, right? So, like you understand my place. I've been not vaccination friendly, I guess. I don't know what the fuck. I mean, excuse me. But yeah, I've been off vaccination. I don't take the flu shot. My kids don't take vaccinations anymore. And I got my own personal reasons for that. Well, I talk about it. My middle son, dealt with some delays learning and speaking. Well, not really learning, he's smart, but speaking and different things like that. And I contribute that to vaccines. Not any particular vaccine, but the administration of the vaccines, because it got to the point where what the doctors were doing, they were stacking the vaccines. And I think as people, if you've been introduced to a bunch of different virus strands and bacteria, I think we made to build our own immunity, for one. For two, if we've been introduced to it, you need a time period for your body to get adjusted. But if you've been bombarded by multiple things, I think it can have a negative effect on you. And it's research backing to support that theory. But of course, it'll never be anything official. If you look at how they deal with the medical field and pharmaceuticals, they try to keep everything in this gray area where they won't be specifically saying anything, right?
Yeah.
So that they can always make adjustments to control the thought of the majority, right?
Yeah.
And you kind of seen that with this. Well, not kind of, you seen it full force. And another thing that you seen, I'll speak on in a minute, is how they divided. This is something that me and you talked about extensively, of how the media use propaganda to keep us divided. But to finish up the story, you know what I'm saying, stacking those vaccines, I think had a negative effect on my son. And we was able to work through it, you know, throughout time. But I, I was always worried of vaccines anyway, even as a kid. Shit, I mean, you know, I ain't like getting shots anyway. But coming to get more knowledgeable about it, being in the military and being forced to do certain things, and then like I've been vaccinated. Look, I've been literally vaccinated with shit that few months later or a year later, they've told us, oh, you wasn't supposed to get that. You understand what I'm
Oh yeah.
saying? Yeah.
Oh, you talking about while you was in the military?
While I was in the military, right? And I mean, we the first guinea pigs as as you know, soldiers, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's left, right, left, hut, hut, hut. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
If you don't fall in line, then you ain't American. You
right.
unpatriotic and all that.
And you face disciplinary actions. I have people like with the anthrax situation went on. They was giving out the anthrax shots. I got buddies that still have effects from those shots to this day. And then it's later said that you ain't need that. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
my perception
Did you
of
have it?
no, luckily I was going through a transition phase in my military career. I wasn't there. I was saved by the bell. Look, they pulled me back after the fact, but it was already passed, so I was good. But I got malaria. I got this. I don't even know what this one vaccine was you got in boot camp, man. And no, 20 seconds for a timeout. They shoot you in the ass with it, right? And this is
they got
big.
bent, they got bend you over the table and shit.
Man, listen. No descriptions, but it ain't a comfortable, it ain't a comfortable situation mentally or physically. And they hit you with the joint in your butt cheek. And it's literally like a fucking baseball is right there. You know what I'm saying? And your whole like when I got it, my whole damn right side locked up for a couple of days. You know what I'm saying? I had people that was in a sense almost paralyzed. I don't even know, and I'm thinking about it now that I'm talking about. I don't even know that if that contributed to some of my ailments that I deal with on a regular basis. You understand what I'm saying? So my perception and my belief in or my view on vaccines again is my own, and I choose not to participate in it. I don't care. But I do not judge anybody for any decision they make. I think it's your choice. I think if you do the research or if you don't do the research, I would suggest you do and have at least some form of educational based or knowledge based decision that you make. But if you just choose to go with the crowd, that's your thing. I just don't. My family ain't getting it. Um, I won't judge nobody else, and
Right.
I don't think anybody should do the same. You know what I'm saying? And I think you should also. I think people should stop being so quick to judge people, man, and really
Yeah.
applaud people that's standing up on their freedoms. You know what I'm saying? Whether it is to get the vaccine or not,
Yeah, that's what I
it's
was
their
about to get on
choice.
too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I wanted to say, like, first off, me, I don't give a fuck. I just say I don't give a fuck what somebody would say or wouldn't. I made a decision, and that's the
Yeah.
decision I made. But also, it's wild to me. It's wild how it's going to be. Of course, it's going to be there's gonna be sheep on either side. There's gonna be sheep that's saying everybody need to get it, blah 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 blah. There's gonna be sheep saying, why y'all getting this? And that's just how it is.
Yeah,
And there's gonna be people that follow just to follow whatever side it is. So this thing about this whole situation that baffles me is the big deal is being made about, like, it's almost like once your mind opens up to how media period works, how 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 are we so dumb to not see that they are creating this division? You know
man,
what I mean? Like, how are we not recognizing this after we just went through these last 12 years? I ain't gonna say the last 4 just because of Trump. I'm gonna
yeah,
say
it's 12.
even with Obama in office, the
Yep.
last 12 years of how everything, like even when Bush was in office, it was all right. Yeah, it was a Republican president, and yeah, it's gonna be some unhappy people, but it wasn't. The news wasn't as divisive.
Yeah,
I
but
don't think.
but you gotta think we had unity. We had a sense of unity based on a 9/11.
9/11.
Yeah.
But even before then, even it's always going to be a bipartisan country, which
Bro,
is that's another
yeah,
conversation for
we've
another.
been talking
That's
about
another
that for
conversation.
years. They want you to choose
Yeah, they want
everything
you
is
to
about
choose left or right.
yeah, left or right, red or blue,
That way, if you taking one of
elephant,
these,
donkey.
we still have some aspect of control. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But that's another. Yeah, we already discussed that, and there's always more to talk about that. But it seemed like there was an uptick in the division
yes, sir.
when Obama got in office, and every 4 years since his first term, it seemed like it goes a little step higher.
Yeah, they
You
ramped it
know,
up with this though. You hear me?
yeah. And now what's funny is the two people, the people that was beefing when Trump was in office, is both agreeing on this topic, but hate each other so much that they can't agree together. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the black people, of course, are skeptical of anything the medical field is saying. Hey, you need to do this,
Which they
and
have a right to be.
then you got a lot of Trump supporters saying the same thing. It's like, nah, y'all not. I don't want the shit. So you got
And there
two enemies.
and it's crazy because it's the same idea or thought, but it's two different perspectives of how they come to it.
Yeah,
We
both
as
of them.
black people is tired of being experimented on for one, and
Yeah.
and the Trumps is saying, man, we got freedom and rights. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You ain't gonna tell
Yeah.
us what to do. I'm not gonna wear a mask. I'm not gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
they want their
they
way.
used to having it their way, and we used to not having it our way, and we
Right.
tired of you making us do shit, and they like, you ain't about to start making us.
You ain't about to start. Yeah, man. You leave that to them.
Yeah,
Who you think we are?
yeah, they like, you treating us like niggas.
Yeah,
That reminded me of that
exactly.
video with the dude in the airport. Was like, hey, the police was trying to lock him up. He told him, you treat me like a black man. You treat me like a nigger. That's how they feel. Like,
yes, that's exactly how they feel.
I mean, and I ain't speaking for all of them, of course, but a lot of them are only against it because it's a mandate. You know what I mean? They don't like to be mandated,
Mm-hmm.
and it's weird that you would think people of ideal, like watching the Fred Hampton movie, how the Black Panthers was going to the Klan, like, look, man, we got a lot of the same. I know we ain't supposed to be cool,
We ain't supposed
but
to
we
be
got a
cool.
lot of the same ideals, and if we work together for this, it'll work out for both of us. You can't even. I mean, of course, we way beyond that. You know what I'm saying? We way beyond that. But it's funny that you can't even have a common enemy and team up no more. That's how divided we are. Think about that.
Because the idea is pushed that if you are this, you have no right to agree with anything that says. You know what I'm saying? If you
Yeah.
Democrat, everything Republicans say is wrong. If you a black man, the white man is wrong. And you know what I'm saying? It's like we can't think that way, man. Everybody has ideas. And if you if you take yourself outside of yourself, now it's a whole lot of, like you said, it's so much we could talk about in there. It ain't just that cut, simple, and dry. But if we step outside of our own pride and say, we need to come together totally, because they trying to control us by the masses, by keeping us divided. If we just make that decision alone, or come, agree to that thought, we could go places, man. But we so
it ain't gotta
stuck.
be forever either.
Yeah, we so stuck with the, man, I don't like you theory, that we can't even come together on the fact that they using our not like for each other to keep us controlled. Because that's what it's all about. It's about control. You know what I'm saying?
That's it, man. That's it. At the end of the day, it's just about how, if somebody can control your emotions, can control your fear, can control your money, if they can control any of these things, they can tell you where you're gonna be at whatever time of the day. You know what I mean? They know exactly what you're thinking. They know how you're gonna think. They know how you're gonna react. So being that easily controlled is all. I mean, of course, it's a vicious master plan, but it all falls back on the people that's being controlled. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What you willing to accept?
It all falls back on what you willing. Yeah. What is you considering the norm to be, and not being able to step outside of that norm because this is who I am. This is, people so prideful and so stuck in identity that they want to be so this is me and this is my individuality. But how individual are you when you parroting the same exact talking points that everybody in this group that we are stereotyping you in? Y'all all think the same thing. So how individual are you? You know what I mean?
But because you link with that group, you gotta agree with it, or you gotta say the same thing. That's crazy, man.
That's that group think, man.
And that goes on all sides. That ain't just one side. You got everybody. People that just blurt shit out their mouth just because they heard a particular person said, without doing no due diligence, no research, no backlog of anything for themselves. They just, because a certain person said it, or a certain group of people said it, to them that's law. And that's just preposterous. Where my preposterous mustache at? I need to put that thing back on.
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's weird. We're in weird times, man. And I know, on a global aspect, on the foreign policy front, think of how other countries are salivating at how broken we are as a country, man. We for years we've been the, God bless America and nowhere else. You know what I mean? And now we can't even team up and be a unit as one.
You got people storming the Capitol, bro.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of that, I just watched this the joint on, I think it's on Netflix. No, it's on HBO, maybe HBO Max. The little doc about that, right? And showing how like intense footage of in
the mix,
body cams from cops, people that was actually there doing the shit with their phone recording it, like in the mix.
They just had all that information.
Yeah, I mean, of course they done confiscated everybody that was in the mix, almost everybody's phones, you know what I mean? So these dummies uploading it on Facebook and Parler and Instagram like some idiots. And now they busting in people's house, taking their computers and phones for evidence. Now they got a whole documentary with all this footage. like ground zero of it, like
Yeah.
seeing them like facing off with cops and like just nuts, man, just craziness, man, and still these people saying that nah, this wasn't as big a deal as they said it was, and
Shit.
you know now you
Shit.
got articles, you
Yeah,
got
man.
articles, you got articles of some of the people that got hemmed up facing charges, so they ratting. You know, they talking about
Yeah.
the representatives that told them, yeah, you know, if anything happens, we're gonna make sure that you get pardoned get once we get the election overthrown, and we're gonna make sure that you
Knock
get
3 times and whistle twice.
yeah. Yeah, they got like real, like they had meetings before the 6th. They had meetings leading up to it, telling them, yeah, once all this blow over and we get these people to do these recounts, and once Trump wins, boom, pardon. That's if you get caught in the first place. You shouldn't get caught because you know you're doing the right thing. But if you do get caught,
they just like, yeah. What a man say?
yeah.
Let's go. Hey, but
But
look, they ain't
it's
even
like
they
a
getting
couple
like
thousand
they getting like
motherfuckers doing that.
parole, they getting like probation and shit right now.
Yeah, a lot of them getting months, maybe 6 months.
Dog, they
I
stormed the
saw
Capitol.
an article today. I saw an article today of a black dude. He got 18 months, and he's like, man, this is racism. How y'all gonna give me this much and everybody else getting this little bit of time? And they say, well, fuck you, like
Yeah.
get out
Hey,
of here
look,
with that.
black people, remember this.
Because
No matter,
you're gonna
no
deserve
matter,
every
look,
ounce of that.
no matter what cause you're a part of, I ain't gonna say one in particular. You are at the bottom of the totem pole, brother.
You don't get those same laws
You're
and
not getting.
restrictions, bro.
They gonna hype you. Yeah, it feel good to be a part of something, and they moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
But you still a nigga.
Once
Believe that.
that boat start leaking, guess what they're gonna use to stop the flood? They're gonna flood the boat with. Stick you in that hole head first. You're gonna stop the leak. Yeah, so don't be
Sacrifices
fooled,
has
man.
to be made, man.
Yeah,
We all gotta make
sacrifice.
sacrifice. You just gotta make the first one. We gonna sacrifice next. You go first.
Yeah. And they're gonna be like, yeah, they gotta prove a point to them dudes. So they're gonna dive in that hole head first.
Listen to me, man. I'll never change my position on this. That was a terrorist attack, and they should be treated as such. They should be dealt with for committing a terrorist attack. You attack the Capitol, man. Do you understand? Like you just said, other countries salivating. You understand the ramifications and how that looks to people outside of this country who don't respect this country anyway, because all of the fuckery we do on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? Man, that's crazy.
Might cut out.
Oh, you on the move? Yeah, but yeah, we the Capitol people, you know, God bless America, as we usually say. But again, as far as the division that's taking place, you see it on a daily basis, and it's not just a black and white thing. You know what I'm saying? It's overall. They want to pin us against each other. They want to utilize your emotion to control your thinking and your actions. So like you just said, if a person control your emotions, I've been saying that forever. If a person control your emotions, man, they control your life. Because you could wake up in the morning and stub your toe, and most people feel like that day started off bad, and they'll have a bad day for the rest of the day. You know what I mean? Because of one emotional attachment to one thing. That's like driving in traffic and somebody cut you off and you like, man, F you, a-hole, and all that, right? And they driving on, and you will fume all the way to work. Throughout your day, you probably still be talking about them. This joker cut me off and all this. And your whole day is attached to that person that ain't even thinking about you. You know what I'm saying? My man looked like he a ghost.